What's going on, everybody? So today I want to take you through some of the things we're growing in the food forest and highlight in particular 7 trees, fruit trees we're growing that you probably have never heard of. So we have a whole bunch of weird varieties. I'm a big fan of growing things that are out of the ordinary that you can't generally find at supermarkets. So I just want to have a look through our food forest quickly and show some of the things that we're growing here that is a little bit out of the ordinary. So one of the first things that we're going to look at is a canistel tree. So this is a canistel tree. More than majority of the trees in our food forest are still in their infancy. So we're getting there. The oldest trees we have are maybe about we've planted them about 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half ago. And we got them obviously as already grown seedlings from nurseries. So none of them we've grown from seed. I am growing some Jackson fruits and nachi trees upstairs from seed, but that's just going to take a whole load longer. But the ones we got at the moment that are a bit weird and wonderful are were already started for us, and at least that accelerates the growing process a little bit from our side. So this is the canistel tree, and this tree is something that I've never tasted before, so I'm very excited to eventually get the fruit from it. And this is what it looks like. And it's supposed to have something of a custard, sort of almost guacamole or avo kind of texture. So I'm very excited for that one. And then moving through it, so this is sort of an overview of how the food forest looks at the moment. We had heavy rains over December and January, and it demolished everything that we have in terms of berries and flowers and everything. So we're basically starting from the fruit trees up again, and I've had to raise the soil level and add some compost in there to get a lot of the topsoil that washed off back in up on top of the ground again. So we need to make some water management plans, but we're getting there. Then the next one that we have is called a Calamondin tree, and that is this guy here. And you can see there's a single fruit on there at the moment. We have had calamondins from here. It hasn't grown that well. We bought it from a nursery that uses pesticides and chemical pesticides and fertilizers and things on the trees, and it took a little bit of a shock when we planted it here, because we are growing everything organically, but it is recovering and slowly building up its own pest resistance. A calamondin is a mixture between a kumquat and a lemon, I think. They grow about this big, orange, and you eat them with the skin and all, and they taste fantastic. It's a sour flavor, but they taste fantastic. And then 2 things that we've brought in now that are a little bit out of the ordinary, but not necessarily fruit trees, is one of this is a Egyptian hibiscus. So the Egyptian hibiscus tastes fantastic. You use it in teas. I actually drink a tea with this in it already, so it'd be great to grow it ourselves. And you just take it in. Fantastic, and really healthy for you. So that one's not necessarily a fruit tree, but definitely something lovely and edible. Then the next one we have here is a personal favorite of mine that I've tasted at a friend of mine's house. It's called an ice cream bean tree. That's this guy here. So it looks almost like a really long curved banana, and it doesn't look massively appetizing, but wowee, that flavor is something that I've never tasted before. It is amazing. So I'm so excited for this thing to grow big and to start producing fruit for us. Then the third one we have is a brush cherry tree. So this one was already planted here when we arrived here, and it makes these little pink cherries. Most of them are off now, but here are some tiny little ones there, and it's making some new blooms again. And it fruits a good few times a year, and it's basically a sour cherry sort of a situation, and they taste amazing as well. So that's a nice thing, and it's packed with antioxidants and all the goodies. So that one's produced nice fruit so far. it did have a little bit of a low soil level, and that impact the wet soil impacted the tree a lot in the past, but we are slowly beginning to rectify that. Then the next one we want to look at is a star fruit tree. So star fruit tree here is still little. I have been very excited to grow a star fruit tree for a very long time, and I actually bought a star fruit tree from a nursery, and the more it was growing, the more I realized it doesn't look like the star fruit trees I'm busy googling. And then it was growing and growing, and then I realized it was definitely a macadamia nut tree, and they just mislabeled it. So that was very unfortunate, but now eventually I got my hands on a star fruit tree. And then down this side here, these two trees are apple guava hybrids, and they are amazing. They've been producing fruit for a while. So you can see here, there's some fruit at the bottom here. This is the smaller one of the two trees, and this bigger one here has fruits in a bunch of different locations. So they have fruited pretty much consistently throughout the year, and stuff obviously takes a while to ripen, but they taste fantastic. They get nice and big, about the size of a large apple, and the consistency and texture is very much the same as an apple, but then it tastes like a guava. So I'm a big fan. So then we're going to take a walk through here, through Banana Cave, and the next past the mulberry tree here, and then the next one I want to show is this guy. This is a peanut butter and jam tree. So apparently the fruits from this tree taste like peanut butter and jam, which is incredibly interesting. So I am again very, very excited to care for the tree and watch it grow and fruit, and then eventually try something that you would never ever find at a supermarket. So that's a large part of what we're trying to do here. We're trying to grow as much as possible to try new things, and for our kids to try new things, and explore what we can actually eat, and all the beautiful medicinal benefits of all these plants. And one extra little mention that we found is, I forget this thing's name the whole time. I call it a tingle bush. It's this guy here. It grows these small little yellow flowers, and these little yellow flowers do the same thing as what MSG does to your taste buds. So it opens up your taste receptors on your tongue, and it doesn't taste like anything. It's a sensation that you experience, and it makes your tongue tingle. It feels very strange. And then what we do is I chew that, my tongue's tingly. I take a leaf of a stevia, eat some stevia leaf, and wow. Wow. So as these things grow and develop, I'm going to continue documenting them. Hopefully some of them fruit sooner rather than later, and we keep adding weird and wonderful trees and berries and fruits. We've got a seed order now where we've ordered a little bit over 2,000 new seeds, where we're hoping to germinate the seeds in seedling trays little bit by little bit and plant them out into the food forest and start filling in the gaps and things between the trees again. So that's the idea, and I'm going to do a video on it as well, where we're going to plant the seedlings out and watch how they grow as well. We're busy building a little makeshift greenhouse where we can store the seedlings in and grow them from there. So stay tuned for that one. Very excited to show everyone.